back and forth, more from Teofimo's side. You approached your father. You told him something. What is it that you told him? Because I know he was trying to like get some antics towards you, and it didn't get to you.
No, I just told him about himself. He know what I said, but he got to stop being a clown, you know? Like, everybody not with the clown antics and things like that just because he want to sell a fight. It's cool to sell a fight, but I'm not fighting. Leave me alone. I'm retired.
You give yourself time to reflect and appreciate how well you've done so far in your career?
No, not at all. I hate myself for it, but it's part of it. It's just part of the life.
You appreciate it as well.
I don't appreciate it. That's why.
Oh, that's it.
I don't. I think that I get butchered, and I think God punishes me a lot for it. So I'm just a punching bag to that. So one day I'll get, maybe one day, but not yet.
We appreciate you though.
Yeah. These guys appreciate you too.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I just never got my fair share. I never did. Not once, man.
That's the way you look at it.
Not once. But hey, that's just my journey. I guess I just never took on Baphomet, so I just gotta keep him.
Terence Crawford didn't need theatrics to make his point. When he eventually addressed the comments Teofimo Lopez had made earlier, his response stood out for its restraint. The message wasn't fueled by anger or personal emotion, but by standards and accountability. That measured tone made the statement even more powerful, coming across less like an argument and more like a firm clarification. Crawford wasn't speaking from impulse. He was clearly outlining where he stands and what he expects.
Every time, gotta put respect to it. To all my brothers and sisters, I love you guys. Always salute to the power that it be above. I thank you guys. I never wanted anything to harm you guys at all. So for that, my condolences to all you guys and to the slavery and everything that's ever happened mentally.
See, look, I look at it like this. It's a prime example. When life comes at you, it'll come at you in many ways, and you gotta treat it like a champ. That's it. You gotta treat it like a champ. Tell yourself it's okay. I learned from it, and I treat it like a champ every time. So if you're going through hard times in your life, whether it's from any sports or academics or anything like that, it's okay. You're still a champ.
Crawford made his stance clear without complicating it. He recognized that trash talk is part of boxing culture, but explained that the line is crossed when comments turn into racial shots or damaging stereotypes. When it reaches that level, it stops serving as fight promotion and instead becomes a reflection of personal values. In his view, moments like that say far more about who someone is than any buildup ever could.
Lopez apologized for slavery because of all of the disrespect and the racist comments he was given. Bud Crawford calling him a monkey, the N-word with the hard ER, etc., etc., etc. Who knew all Teo needed was an ass whooping? Well, Shakur gave him exactly that.
That's what gave the exchange its significance. Crawford isn't speaking from the sidelines. He's a proven champion who built his reputation through performance, not noise. From a perspective, words spoken before a fight don't vanish once the cameras are off. They linger, shaping the atmosphere and carry into the ring, where statements aren't answered with replies, but with action.
You offended all of us, and you know exactly what you're doing. You tried to play that game, making them racist remarks, and I said, I'm not feeling it. I don't like when Ryan Garcia did it. I'm not understanding that type of stuff at all. I stand firm on that. When Terence Crawford said this after this last match, we got dominated. Shakur Stevenson put down the strip for complete demonstration. He didn't get but one round. Terence Crawford went up. You know, they had the little situation where they was about to get into it and stuff and said, hey, they mad. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. F them. F T.O., F his daddy, F his sister, and anyone else that has a problem.
There's also the larger context surrounding Lopez himself. Over the years, he's repeatedly made remarks aimed at black fighters, questioned support they've received, and minimized what they've accomplished. Those comments never vanished. They stacked up. So when he finally addressed the fallout after the loss, that past was still hanging over the moment, framing his words about accountability and reflection in a very different light.
First of all, you don't joke about people trauma. Second of all, it ain't even funny. So you know why he was doing it. He was purposefully being racist. So you get what you deserve. Teo was complaining about ESPN signing black fighters. From Devin Haney to Shakur to Shushu to Keyshawn. Ironically, They all won, and Tio is the only one that lost. They all won in impressive fashions, becoming champions, etc. Teofimo Lopez is the only one that lost in an embarrassing fashion.
Whether you buy into karma or not is beside the point. In this sport, arrogance often collides with reality eventually, once the bell rang. Shakur Stevenson made it clear that nothing needed to be said anymore. Right from the opening round, the bout became more than a display of skill. It turned into a battle of minds. Shakur consistently stayed ahead, drawing out responses, using small adjustments to create traps, and allowing every forward rush from Teofimo to become a mistake that carried a cost.
But it was a hell of a night. T.O., he came and tried to do his best, but his best wasn't enough.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I thought T.O., he came, he brought it, but you were just that much better. I was so impressed by the range control, the balance, the discipline in there. How did you feel in there?
I knew since the second round it was over. I went back to my corner, I told him, I said, I'm stronger than he is. And when I seen that, it just gave me more confidence, and it was my night.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you filled out really well, 140. You looked really strong in there, big. Is this your best weight class?
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna be at 140. I have no clue. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and sit down and scan myself. I'm gonna watch the fight, see how I like it, and we'll see.
Lopez looked unsettled throughout the fight, frustrated, hesitant, and always reacting late to what was unfolding in front of him. Strength and toughness weren't the deciding factors here. The difference was timing, awareness, and preparation. Stevenson dismantled the aura of a former champion through discipline and command, without needing flash or theatrics. That calm, methodical approach is what made the display so unforgiving.
Saw how hard you trained in there. It showed in the ring, the discipline, the shape you were in. You had great cardio. Looked like you could have gone, 18 rounds.
I could have. That was easy. I actually was picking it up as it go, but T.O., he fought to not get stopped, so respect to him.
Wait, so respect for fighting to not get stopped?
I mean, he could have got stopped in there. It was almost over at a couple of times.
Isn't that more respect, maybe, if you...
I mean, he's a tough fighter. Yeah. He got power, too. Speed, too.
So that cut you opened up, that was what, precision?
That was me just being the best. Hey, Mike, we about to get...
When you connect all the moments that followed, Crawford calling out the line that was crossed, Lopez openly questioning his own path, and Stevenson delivering a flawless performance. It no longer feels coincidental. It reads like boxing following its usual script. Words can travel far before a fight, but eventually, the truth is settled under the lights, where only performance has the final say.
Just what was it like in there? How come you didn't really feel like you could get into the rhythm as such? I mean, just your perspective on it.
Yeah, I think I was just honestly too focused on one particular objective, one particular thing, than really enjoying what I could see opening. I was catching him a lot with the body shots a lot. So I think that was one of my effective arsenals that was getting him every time. But I think just more combinations, especially finish with left hooks and stuff. I did poorly on not listening to my team. That's on me. Take it on it.
Once Shakur dismantled the fight with a live demonstration of timing, spacing, and composure, Teofimo Lopez Sr. was quick to speak up. But his explanation revealed more than it clarified. He opened by insisting the plan was sound, only to undermine that claim moments later. He referenced the preparation, the drills, the sparring rounds, and the blueprint they believed would work on fight night. That's where the contradiction became obvious. By saying his son failed to execute, he was indirectly conceding that the approach unraveled as soon as it collided with Stevenson's ring awareness and adaptability.
The sparring sessions were like what motivated me to this fight. That I was 100% sure we was gonna win. For some reason, the game plan, my son didn't do what I told him he was supposed to do.
There's a clear edge of frustration when he talks about pace, especially his insistence that Shakur needed to be rushed before finding his rhythm. That detail alone reveals where everything unraveled. Senior suggests distractions may have crept in, outside narratives, online noise, conversations about future plans. On the surface, that explanation makes sense, but underneath it sits a deeper reality. This loss wasn't about strength or conditioning. It was psychological. When he mentions that Teofimo's power never surfaced, it doesn't come across as a physical shortcoming. It sounds like hesitation, brief moments where certainty disappeared and belief failed to fill the gap.
How you gonna fight, a fight when everybody wants you to lose? You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know what happened. It just looked like all his powers were not there. Like everything was like that we planned, everything that he did in sparring, everything that we planned to do was not there.
When he emphasizes that Teofimo wasn't seriously hurt and lasted the full 12 rounds, it comes across less like technical breakdown and more like a parent protecting his son's pride. The more revealing part is his acknowledgement that Teofimo can be disrupted mentally, especially considering Stevenson never needed a dramatic moment to take control. Simply creating uncertainty was enough. Senior keeps returning to the idea that outside forces wanted his son to lose. But in boxing, pressure isn't created by media narratives or audience reactions. It comes from the fighter across the ring who systematically removes every option. Even the instance he highlights in the 8th round, where he claims Shakur was briefly affected, seems exaggerated. Stevenson steadied himself almost immediately and went right back to dictating the fight.
All the greats have lost and they have come back and they have done great. So, we're here and we're gonna stay. He's still 28 years old. He's still not in his prime, and we're coming back stronger than ever. Next time I think he's ready to go to 147.
Then the topic moves to 147 pounds. The common post-loss pivot, a heavier division, a fresh start and new obstacles. Yet the reality is that stepping up in weight doesn't replace quick reflexes, focus, or in-fight adaptability. Teofimo Sr. speaks with dedication, care, and protectiveness, but his explanations keep circling around the core truth. Shakur's victory wasn't about Teofimo making mistakes. It was about Stevenson being mentally sharper, quicker in reading situations, and already anticipating moves before Teofimo could respond.
We hurt Shakur, I think in the 8th round, and he was hurt for about 2 rounds, and he let him come back. The whole plan was not to exchange with him. The whole plan was not to box with him. But I guess, it worked to Shakur's benefit, and congratulations to him and to his team. And we got to move to better things, you know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world. Regroup and come back. He's the greatest. He's one of the greatest fighters right now in the business, and let's see what happens, in the future.
Immediately after Teofimo Sr. tries to frame the defeat as a minor tactical issue rather than a complete domination, Tim Bradley steps in to offer a clearer view. You're still not grasping the full picture. Bradley isn't disputing that Shakur won. He's highlighting just how much Stevenson held back. That restraint makes the performance even more remarkable. When Bradley says this isn't Shakur's full arsenal yet, it's not hype, it's a measured warning. He evaluates Stevenson the way seasoned fighters once assess young bud. You're still in the learning phase. The critical point? Bradley emphasizes mental poise over raw punching power. He's pointing out that Shakur already reads, defends, and reacts perfectly, but he hasn't fully flipped the switch to announce, "I'm finished playing now." That level of calm, control mastery is genuinely intimidating.
Still growing as a fighter. He's still growing as a man. He's not even at his peak yet. Let me say that again. He's not at his peak yet. The minute Shakur gets confident enough, because you heard it after when he was just like, I could have stopped him, but he started fighting back. The minute he gets confident enough, man, I'm telling y'all, he gonna stop a lot of fighters.
Bradley points out that Shakur himself admitted he could have ended the fight with Teofimo much earlier, but deliberately maintained control. That alone underscores that this wasn't a mere victory. It was carefully orchestrated. Each time Teofimo tried to strategize or impose his offense, he ran into counters. Each aggressive move was met with hesitation. Bradley even notes that, at times, Teofimo appeared to fight like an amateur, not due to lack of skill, but because his mind was overwhelmed. This kind of control is a hallmark of elite-level dominance. Then Bradley draws a striking parallel to Terence Crawford, not in terms of raw power or intensity, but in the calculated moment when Crawford decides to end a fight on his own terms. Bradley believes Shakur is moving in that same direction. Not fully there yet, but trending that way. This highlights a sharp contrast with Teofimo Sr.'s perspective. While Sr. is analyzing strategies, tempos, and missteps, Bradley is focusing on inevitability. One is dissecting what happened. The other is forecasting what's to come. If Bradley's reading is correct, the Shakur we just saw wasn't even a complete version. It was only a preview, and that sends a serious message to the rest of the division.
Shakur turned Teofimo Lopez into an amateur fighter. Didn't even leave first gear. This is not the best Shakur Stevenson. I'm telling you guys. I said this after the Cepeda fight. When Shakur put it all together, I'ma tell y'all when he puts it all together. When he put it all together, I promise you, it's gonna be crazy. Y'all gonna be like, oh my God. Yeah. Shakur Stevenson, Terence Crawford. I didn't have to be in the ring with Terence Crawford.
Brian McIntyre offers a completely different lens, focusing on skill rather than excuses. When he describes Shakur's performance as a masterpiece, it's more than standard post-fight praise. It's a coach recognizing near-perfect execution. He immediately frames as a lesson for the next generation. If you want to learn proper boxing, study this fight. McIntyre notes that from the moment the matchup was announced, he anticipated Shakur would dominate. This isn't a slight toward Teofimo. It's an observation on how elite styles interact. He then shares corner insights. Bomac's assessment that nothing Teofimo attempted would succeed reflects raw honesty. There were no missteps, just no openings. By highlighting Shakur's exceptional boxing IQ, McIntyre echoes Bradley's earlier point. The fight wasn't a showcase of raw speed or knockout power. It was a display of foresight, strategy, and mental mastery, always staying multiple steps ahead of the opponent.
The masterpiece, man. He looked so smooth, calm, and relaxed, man. That was beautiful. That was the one boxing lesson that you future guys, young guys and the amateurs just turning pro, watch that, man. That was beautiful.
When you were watching it, did you feel right away Shakur's gonna run away with this?
Well, I kind of figured that when they said they was gonna fight each other, so I knew Shakur was gonna dominate him, but they must hype the fight up.
Bomac even jokes that the best strategy against Shakur might simply be to steer clear of him altogether, and that might be the most accurate scouting note offered so far. What makes this moment even more striking is how naturally Bomac pivots to discussing Terence Crawford. When he says Bud had nothing left to prove, it isn't sentimental, it's earned. 3 undisputed reigns, dominance across multiple divisions, and retiring before the sport takes a toll. That's mastery of boxing itself. Not just victory over opponents. Bomac's description of working with Crawford, comparing it to a teacher guiding a classroom, matters because it highlights the connection. The same environment that shaped Bud's boxing IQ is clearly shaping Shakur's trajectory. While Teofimo Sr. is focused on adjusting and moving up a division, Bomac is looking at eras. Shakur at 135, 140, and potentially beyond. Bud concluded his journey. Shakur is just beginning. Different chapters, but following the same blueprint. Listen closely, and the message is clear. Shakur's dominance isn't luck. It's a lesson delivered at the highest level.
Then just the way he dominates this fighter. There's never been a fight that Terence had that's been suspect or they wanted to run it back or something like that. There's not one fighter. Most of the fighters that he fought, he ended their career. Or they never was the same fighter after he fought them. Just look at it. Look at it, man. The last 3 guys, man, look what he did to them. The last 4 or 5 guys. Jesus.
When you step back and examine everything, the picture is unmistakable. Terence Crawford set the tone and addressed the disrespect. Shakur Stevenson responded in the one arena that counts, the ring itself, and the ripple effects are still being felt. Teofimo didn't just suffer a loss. He faced a collision of words, identity, preparation, and reality all at once. His father continues to search for explanations. Tim Bradley cautions that the Shakur we witnessed wasn't even operating at full capacity. And BMAC calmly illustrates what elite-level boxing looks like when skill and discipline align. That's the consistent thread through this entire sequence. This wasn't disorder, drama, or chance. It was clarity. Shakur didn't need spectacle, raw power, or noise to assert dominance. All he required was space and time, and the rest of the division shrank in comparison. The most striking detail? Everyone involved in their own way is repeating the same message. Shakur hasn't even reached his peak. That isn't promotion, it's prediction. And no matter where Teofimo moves next, 147 pounds or higher, it won't erase what just happened. Boxing remembers its lessons, even when fighters try to leave him behind.
I had to do was watch with my eyes one and hear the same thing that I said about Crawford, the way Crawford said about Shakur, and how confident he is in Shakur because he's been in the ring with Shakur and he knows what Shakur can do. That's all.
Now it's over to you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think shaped this fight most? Raw skill, mental toughness, karma, or the perfect storm of all three? And remember to like, share, and subscribe for more breakdowns. See you in the next video.